Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? It is me, Allison Rozelle. I am the founder and creator of the new, the new brand for me, for you. It is the Sacred Pathway to Liberated Black Womanhood. The Sacred Pathway to Liberated Black Womanhood. So I am so excited about all these changes. I just created a video to talk a little bit about the rebrand. I'm going to launch that video. I wanted to come on here and just kind of talk about it because I think that I want to share that with you and let you know what's going on. So, I have been thinking about this shift for a while, and I didn't really know what direction I wanted to take it. And now that I kind of have an understanding of what I want to do, how I want to do it, I'm owning it. So I'm standing here boldly saying that I am the creator and founder of the Sacred Pathway to Liberated Black Womanhood. And I wanted to repeat that and say it like that because I'm done apologizing for what I want to do and for the change that I want to see happen in the community. And I know that change can happen, will happen, but we all have to do our part. And the part that I play in that is helping to liberate the mind, body, and spirit of Black women. Black women who are 40 and over. We can have some maybe 35. But my main focus are the women who are a part of my generation because we need it badly. So that is why I started this. So I'm going to be looking at some notes, but I just wanted to just share this with you guys. And don't worry if you miss the first part of it. You can watch it on the replay. It's all to the good. But I did pull me a card before I got started, and I think it's great. It's the Goddess of War. Yeah. I stand up for my beliefs in the face of opposition. I stand up for my beliefs in the face of opposition. Nothing is more poetic than that right now. Because Black women have been on the front lines. We've been fighting for change. We've been fighting for justice. We stand up for everybody. We are the caregivers, the nurturers. We are the cheerleaders for everyone. And it always seems and feels like no one has our back. And we have to have our own, basically. So that's a little bit of why this movement started. And so often Black women feel like we have to fight to be seen, to be heard, to be respected, to be loved, to be understood. And I wanted to create a safe space where Black women didn't have to do that anymore. You don't have to come into the space with me and fight to be seen or be heard. As a matter of fact, I'm going to challenge you to be seen and be heard. Because it's time for us to stop hiding. It's time for us to stop hiding our magic, our power as Black women. So the movement is about that. It's time for us to stop hiding in plain sight and to stop showing up for everybody else in this world and not showing up for ourselves, not stop showing up for each other, tearing each other down, feeling like my sister is my competition. When my sister is not my competition, she's my complement. We're supposed to complement one another. Now, friendly competition, that's necessary and needed. I don't think that competition can be a bad thing, but I don't want to look at my sister as a threat to me because she's not. She's not. She's got her own spice to bring to the pot, of stew that we make that is life. And I have my own. And I should not feel threatened by hers. So I want people to understand that this movement is not, it's not a man bashing, anti-black man, anti-non-black people. It's not that. This is not that place. I cannot do that space, because that's not right. You know, I'm the daughter of a black man, the sister of a black man, the auntie of a black man, and most of all, I'm the mother of a black man. So there ain't gonna be no anti-black man, nothing going on in my group. If anything, we're going to be liberating ourselves so that we can be better mothers. We can be better wives, better sisters, better daughters, better cousins, aunties, and all those many things that we are already. So that is what part of this movement is about. So now, let me just say this. Another thing that kind of sparked my desire to do this, and that's why I said this card, the Goddess of War, is so like beautiful for this point. Hey, Shayna, is what really got me fired up. Now, a lot of people did not like when Killer Mike spoke up at that press conference when it came to the so-called looting and burning down buildings and everything else. I like Killer Mike. I admire him. I love a lot of the messages that he gives and the advocacy that is him. I admire him for a lot of things. And sometimes he'll say things I don't agree with. And I think that's okay. We're not supposed to be monolithic where we all agree on everything. So let's just take a breath on that. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't. So there was one thing that he said, though, that really, really stirred me up. And he was talking about the different businesses that were there. Hi, Marcus. The different businesses that are being affected. And he was talking about the businesses that are owned by black women. He said these businesses are owned by black women. He says, not women of color, black women. And that part actually made me stand up and cheer, because it was almost like a liberation for me, because I think so many times we're categorized as women of color and not black women, because women of color sounds safer. It sounds a little less messy. It sounds, you know, like, oh, we can palate that. But I'm here to be black out loud, because I am black. I am black 365. I might be light skinned, but I am black. I got black parents. I come from black people. I am black, and I am proud of being a black woman. So I don't want to keep living in the shadows of being the safe word of woman of color. I'm a black woman. All day, every day, a black woman. So that was one thing that got me stirred up and all excited. The next thing that got me actually was something that pissed me off. And many of my coach and healer friends who are black, we've talked about this at great lengths. But something that's happening, with a lot of the non-black spiritual leaders and coaches, they're starting to kind of tokenize us. And I don't even know if they're really consciously aware of the fact that they're doing it, but I'm here to call it out for what it is. You're tokenizing us. So what you're doing is you're cherry picking and finding the safest black woman to put on your brand, while your brand is still your brand that has never promoted Black women or Black woman causes or anything related to Black women. And yet now that there's this movement, this shift, you want to be a part of it and ease your white guilt by putting a Black woman's face on your podcast, on your summit or whatever. And then you want her to come and speak as the ultimate speaker on all things Black. No, I don't accept that. As a matter of fact, I get pissed off about that. Just thinking about it. It makes me angry. Hi, Regina. So that was part of another part of me doing it. So not all of this decision of rebranding was something negative. It was actually pretty positive. But this movement is created for Black women, period. And I make no apologies for that whatsoever. Doesn't make me anti anybody. It just makes me pro Black woman. So I have a message for Black women, and I want to make sure that I'm clear in what I'm saying. So Black women, I want to give you the opportunity to just breathe and understand that it is not your responsibility to explain the Black experience to anyone if it's not your calling to do so. There are plenty of people out there. If you go on Instagram, I think they might even be on Facebook. You got Rachel Cargill, you got Layla Syed, and all these other women who have decided to take on that mantle of explaining things as it relates to the Black community to non-Black people. They challenge them to do the work. They've got books and things that they've written. Let them handle that. They can do the heavy lifting. That's their calling. If it's your calling, do it. If it's not, let the people whose calling it is handle that. Because I need you to take care of yourself. It's exhausting trying to explain the Black experience to people who don't experience it. So please stop making it your job. Stop making it your job to ease everyone and make everyone else comfortable and feel better when you're hurting inside, when your womb is hurting. Your womb is in pain because of the trauma of what's going on right now and has been happening for hundreds of years. I want you to breathe. I want you to take that load off of yourself. Take that load off of yourself. Stand up for what you believe in, but take that load off of yourself. It's not your responsibility. It's not. They have Google. Yeah, they have Google. They have Bing. They have YouTube. They have all these resources. You don't have to tire yourself out with that. So don't allow yourself to be tokenized by people who want to ease their guilt because they never paid you any attention in the first place. Whew, I said it. I said it. And I don't take it back. I don't bite my tongue. This is something that it just, like I said, it just needed to be said. I needed to say it. I've been wanting to say it for a while. And I decided to do this on a live and just record it for later versus just recording this because I wanted to just put it out on Front Street that this is where I am right now. And this is why the sacred pathway to liberated Black womanhood is so very important and near and dear to my heart, because I, as a coach, as a healer, am here to help Black women in that process, because I want you to not only be your ancestors' wildest dreams, but I need you to be your wildest dreams. Isn't it about time for that? Yeah, I think so. So that's all I have. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to working with you and speaking with you pass this video on to another Black woman. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.